And now let us discuss antonyms. An antonym is a word that has the opposite meaning of another word. For example, dead and alive, old and new, big and small, young and old, light and dark, wet and dry, cold and warm, fast and slow, easy and complicated. So in fact, we use the term antonym to indicate words of the same category of parts of speech which have contrasting meanings. So if synonyms form whole, often numerous groups, antonyms are usually believed to appear in pairs. Yet this is not quite true in reality. For example, the adjective cold may be said to have warm for its second meaning, antonym. On the other hand, a polysemantic word may have an antonym or several antonyms for each of its meanings. So the adjective dull has the antonyms interesting, amusing, entertaining for its meaning of deficient in interest, and clever, bright, capable for its meaning of deficient in intellect, and active for the meaning of deficient in activity. Another problem which is associated with antonymy is a problem of its distribution among the categories of parts of speech. So antonymy is not evenly distributed among the categories of parts of speech. Most antonyms are adjectives, which I suppose is natural because qualitative characteristics are easily compared and contrasted. For example, high and low, wide and narrow, strong and weak, old and young, friendly and hostile. Verbs take the second place so far as antonymy is concerned, yet verbal pairs are fewer in number, and here are some of them: to lose, to find, to live, to die, to open, to close, to weep, and to laugh. Nouns are not rich in antonyms. Even so, some examples can be given, of course. Friend and enemy, joy and grief, good and evil, heaven and earth, love and hatred. Antonymic adverbs can be subdivided into two groups. Adverbs derived from adjectives, for example, warmly and coldly, merrily and sadly, loudly and softly, and adverbs proper, for example, now and then, here and there, ever and never, up and down, in and out, and so on. Not so many years ago, antonymy was not universally accepted as a linguistic problem, and the opposition within antonymic pairs was regarded as purely logical and finding no reflection in the semantic structures of these words. The contrast between heat and cold, or big and small, according to some scholars, is the contrast of things opposed by their very nature. When we were dealing with the problem of synonymy, we emphasized the fact that both the identity and differentiations in words called synonyms can be said to be encoded within their semantic structures. So, can the same be said about antonyms? Modern research in the field of antonymy gives a positive answer to this question. Nowadays, most scholars agree that in the semantic structures of all words which regularly occur in antonymic pairs, a special antonymic connotation can be singled out. We're so used to coming across hot and cold together in the same contexts that even when we find hot alone, we cannot help subconsciously registering it as not cold, that is contrasted to its missing antonym. The word possesses its full meaning for us not only due to its direct associations, but also because we subconsciously oppose it to its antonym, with which it is regularly used, in this case to hot. Therefore, it is reasonable to suggest that the semantic structure of hot can be said to include the antonymic connotation of not called, and the semantic structure of enemy, the connotation of not a friend. And it should be stressed once more that we're speaking only about those antonyms which are characterized by common occurrences, that is, which are regularly used in pairs. When two words frequently occur side by side in numerous contexts, subtle and complex associations between them are not at all unusual. These associations are naturally reflected in the word's semantic structures. Antonymic connotations are a special case of such reflected associations.